Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're the Whiskey Watchers. I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
And we have a lot of bottles here, Jake.
I see that. They all look like...
I hope
we have a bunch of Michters and Bombergers and Shanks.
Yeah, Michters, Bombergers, Shanks, yeah. I hope you're thirsty.
Well, I mean, it was a weird day, so...
Yeah, well, yeah. So, over the course of a couple months, our review shelf has kind of gotten out of control. We have things sitting on the floor. So I decided that we were just going to do kind of a distillery review and tell you whether or not their limited bourbons are worth your time trying to go out, hunt, find, and or you should just be sticking with, you know, their normal releases, like this Michter's bourbon that we're going to start with.
We should do this with some more distilleries.
Oh, we will.
Good, because this is a good idea.
If you notice, we have more distilleries over there that are just sitting in multiples.
And I mean,
so, yeah, I know.
We could do a whole Wild Turkey lineup. We could do a 1792.
We have a lot of bottles in here.
Makers, Buffalo Trace.
We'll have to do a tour one day. Get the camera off the stand and kind of mow it around. Let people see what we're working with here. Anyway, so we're going to start down here and go this way because order of proof. This is probably one of the lowest proofs. I think this one is 91.4, so yeah, this one's going to be the lowest proof. A good little starter whiskey and a baseline for what Michter's products are. This is just the Michter's US1 bourbon.
And if you're like me, these are apparently Michters. I didn't know that.
He had no clue that Shanks and Bombergers were part of the Michter's lineup.
Had no clue.
So
I thought it was their own thing. I'm like, all right.
So each of these we're just going to do very, very quick, you know, analysis and just kind of move on. At the end, we'll render judgment, that kind of thing. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Which Michters is the best Michters?
This is just a classic bourbon nose. Now that it's gotten a lot of air, I think
that's exactly what I was. It smells like a
this is
house.
just. It smells like just a good classic bourbon nose, like oakiness. There's vanillas. There's caramels. There's a warmness to it. There's a little bit of age to it, maybe a little funk.
It's a funk.
But I don't.
It makes me feel like it's older.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, Michter's isn't that old. I found that out today too because Michter's started their thing right about the time I started hunting.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when they came back to Whiskey Row and exactly when they did that, but I know it had to have been in the 2000s-ish. I don't know. Please, in the comment section below, tell us when Michter's really hit the scene in Louisville again and started distilling because, you know, research. Got to do that. Anyway, and while you're down there and while we're nosing this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Yeah, like that, and like that, to be notified of all of our new content coming out. Anyway.
Hello. How are you?
Still lives in his head every day. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Very light.
Mm-hmm. Flash in the pan.
Flash in the pan. It's there. It's gone. Leaves a little. It leaves a little bit of almost like bubble gum. I'm getting bubble gum.
It gives you a little right there in the
a little tickle.
Right in the old chest cavity.
Not really a hug per se. It's not even really an embrace. It's just kind of a tickle, like a little.
Tastes more like a momentary acid reflux. Or momentary heartburn.
Like you burped after some spicy food or something.
Yeah, and you're like,
yeah.
The spice comes back with you a little.
I can see that. So. Yeah, this one's perfectly fine. I think these MSRP for like $40-ish around our area. I can get them for about 40, 32 at Sam's Club. So not terrible. I think it's
a raccoon out of your car, and now you're drinking Michter's. It's a weird day.
He hit a raccoon this morning, and apparently it lived.
Stayed in my car all the way to work. Had to go somewhere else during work to go get something. Had to pick up a kid on my way back. Got back to work, looked at the front of the grill. I'm like,
it's still there.
It's still there. What? So I go get some gloves, poke it, moves. I'm like, it's still alive?
Yeah.
So I spent 10 minutes trying to coax a raccoon out of my grill.
Anyway.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad.
It's very traditional.
For $40-ish, like 32-ish around here at Sam's Club, I wouldn't be mad.
I'd get it at a big box store for sure.
So, moving on.
Go back down this, or are we going to just
Oh, I'm just going to leave some for tasting if we have to later. So, anyway, moving on. Michter's 10. This one this year has been blowing up. WhiskeyTube, TikTok, reviewers love it, and we're finally getting to taste it because I'm finally, opening the bottle.
I was gonna say this is my first time trying anything other than like Michter's Sour Mash or Michter's Bourbon.
Yeah. So this is Michter's 10-year, the 2023 release. This one coming in at
a thick wax coating,
94.4 proof. So a little jump in proof from the regular bourbon. Oftentimes these are going to contain like older bourbons. I think this one, I don't know the exact rumors, but I know it's above 10 years on this one. So, yeah.
The legs.
Drop dead legs.
Drop dead legs, dude.
Every time. Yeah, it's very oily. Like very, very oily. So.
It's very wild.
Oh, and on the nose. There is a distinct jump in quality and in...
It smells like sour cherries.
Yeah. I get like sour cherries, like leather. I get tobacco. I get like plums.
I get like sour cherries and oak.
Oh man, I enjoy this nose a lot. This is a really good nose. So
this is a very, very weird compared to what I was expecting.
Yep. I'm excited to.
I was expecting.
Well, you were just expecting an enhanced version of that. This I think goes here. Mm-hmm. So at least the nose does. So let's give it a shot. Cheers.
Cheers. Still just a flash in the pan and gone. Might hang out for a few minutes, but not even a few minutes, like a few seconds, but it's already gone for me.
I'm getting a lot more.
Really?
But I'm getting a weird... I don't know. My sinuses have been going crazy. They're harvesting the fields next to us. Mm-hmm. So this one I might have to come back to this one, but I'm getting this weird like rickhouse funk. A lot of...
No, that makes sense.
Like a lot of tobacco. I'm getting oak. I'm not getting a lot of like bright flavors like I would expect from the nose.
Especially off a 10-year product, you would think all those smaller flavors that people really enjoy would actually come more to light.
So, yeah, well, and these, like I said, oftentimes have much older aged whiskey in them. Some of them have been rumored around like 15-ish years.
Good Lord.
So
10-year at least. That's what he's saying.
No, it's a 10-year minimum. So I think it's okay. I think it's good.
Tell you what, the noses on these make my back go.
So I think it's solid for what it is. I really do.
So far, I would probably go get that over this just because of the price difference, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, these are all kind of pricey. I mean, these are range around I think $100. So.
And how much is Michter's 10 off the shelf? Too much.
I don't remember what I paid for it, to be honest with you. So moving on down the line.
See if I come back to that later. Maybe it's better.
Yeah, let it have some air. This one is the Shanks. I always screw these up. Homestead. I always say Shanks Declaration and Baumburger's Homestead. I always get these backwards.
I would have just said Shanks, so you're doing better than I am.
So this one's coming in at 91.2 proof.
Shanks.
Okay, Roberto. Oh, God.
Say 92 proof?
91.2 proof.
Lord.
So lower proof. Lower proof.
Lord.
But also Michter's is known for their lower entry proof as well. I think they enter the barrel.
This is barrel strength. That's what he...
It's close.
Oh my God.
I think it's not super close, but I think they enter at like 113, 110. But again, got to do more research on Michter's as far as their distilling process goes. But yeah,
one of those places we've never taken a tour at.
I haven't toured Michter's. I'd like to, but their tours are super hard to get into.
Maybe we should reach out to them via the YouTube channel, see if they'll let us.
The YouTubes.
Yeah, see if they'll let us chittity chat.
This is kind of peppery.
This is peppery.
So these are the 2023
very
releases.
Different nose.
And oddly enough, this is the first time I've ever tasted a Shanks or a Baumburgers, even though I have the 2020 and the 2022 releases up here.
Is Noah's Mill also in the same family, or is that a totally separate?
No, that's Willet.
That was good. I like Noah's Mill. It's very cinnamony, but this
is peppery.
This is the exact opposite of what I expect. Shank you right in the nose.
Shank you very much.
Yeah.
It also has a good bit of bourbon notes to it as well. I mean, I can get some of the caramels.
You really got to dig past that pepper, though.
You really do.
Like, you really got to be searching anything other than pepper.
All right.
Can't tell everything about it by nosing it, right? Well, that's a fair point.
Take a big old whiff.
Make sure you clear everything out.
Yeah, I'm just getting
just pepper.
A lot of pepper. I get oak. I get like a little bit of caramel, but there's not a whole lot to it.
Still so.
It's still very oily. All of these have just been very oily. This one, probably not as much. Yeah, not as much. But there's still.
Yeah, not as much.
You can see
these second two were like holy.
You can see the legs on that. So anyway,
cheers, everybody.
To your health.
If you got these at home, you should follow along with this. Set your own lineup up. Follow along with as many as you've got, because this is fun. Doing a flight is probably one of the most fun things.
This one actually leaves behind a good bit of flavor.
Oh, see, that's so much better. So far, this one's it.
There's a lot of flavor to this one.
It's peppery, but then it gives away the sweetness.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
And the sweetness enhances it, almost gets to caramel level.
So I know one of these two is aged, I believe, in a secondary barrel, like a Chickapin oak barrel. I don't know if it's the Bombergers or the Shanks. I'm thinking it's the Bombergers that they do that with. But, man, this one's really tasty. Woo!
That hit the wrong spot on my nose, made everything go nuts for a second.
Yeah. So these two bottles hark back to their days, I believe, when they were in Philadelphia as Shanks and both Bombergers. Shank burgers. Comes with a knife.
This is the bomb. I know.
I love it. So yeah, this one's pretty tasty.
I also noticed an incredible jump in proof on the next bottle.
Yeah, now we start to step up as we go down the line. Yeah. That one's solid. I'm not mad at that one at all.
I'm not mad at that at all.
So
it's like a sweet pepper.
Yeah. Going from the Shanks to now the Bombergers, we're stepping up to 108 proof. And I believe this is the bottle, I think this is the bottle that has been aged in those Chickapin oak barrels.
So what's the difference between a regular oak barrel and a Chickapin?
I have no clue.
Interesting.
Again, I think this is the third time. I'm going to put a counter on every time I say research in this episode. Research.
Ding!
Oh, wow. So this doesn't nose super proofy. You don't get a lot of ethanol on this. At least I don't. That face says he might have, but...
Yeah, that's all I got first go around was just, alcohol.
So I'm getting a lot of cherry. Whole lot of cherry. Whole lot of sweetness.
Still so oily. Drop dead legs. I went deep with it.
I hear that. All right.
You can only smell it
so long.
Many times.
Yep. Before you just got to go. And we got to go. Cheers.
That one's a toss-up. I'm kind of in my head doing this like round robin style because we got two, and two.
Right. I like that.
I really like this.
That's really good.
I'd probably hate the price on it, but I love the flavor.
Again, MSRP I believe on these are $99.99.
Oh, that's not horrible.
It's not the worst thing in the world. I've paid $100 for an Elijah Craig barrel proof before.
So, but mine was also 2.5 years old when I paid that for it.
Still.
Yeah.
But But yeah, these aren't terrible.
It's that last COVID release.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy this one. The nose for me doesn't really translate over to the palate.
No,
the
the
palate
nose
has
is
a
very
lot
misleading.
more. The palate has a lot more of those oaky notes, leather. It's kind of drying too, a little tannic.
It is very well. I can't say very. It is drying. If it hits your tongue wherever it hits, that's.
I think it's that chickapin oak that's doing that. That
very
secondary barrel.
I want to see
that's doing
something
that.
aged in a red oak. I feel like that would be wild.
Yeah, this is tasty. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy this. I liked it so much I finished it.
I know. That's what I was sitting here thinking.
That's really tasty.
Well, in your round robin bracket, I think we got a winner on this one.
So
Go
far,
figure. The higher proof would win.
so far. I think that's just part of the journey, though. You go from this when you're starting to you like the higher proof stuff, and it's just kind of one of those things. Even though lower proof stuff can deliver big flavor, and we'll get into that one in another episode. Though,
Maybe that's an
because
episode we should do. Low proof, high flavor.
low proof, big flavor.
Yeah.
I like it. So the next one we have up on the block
We got
is the Michter's Barrel Strength Bourbon. What's the proof on that?
57.1%. Oh Lord, that's kind of rubbed off. 108.2, so it's 54.1.
108.2.
Yeah, it's the proof.
So you're only 0.2 proof points higher than this Baumburger's on that.
Probably around the same price point too, honestly.
I think I paid $149 for that.
It's got that Michter's name on it, I guess.
It's that Michter's name on it. And again, the oiliness.
Oh, that's good. This is the best nose so far. I just kind of went in. I'm so used to just nosing my bourbon immediately.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Michter's, I see you.
Not as many legs, but still.
No, it is though. It has a lot of oil to it. I mean, look at those. Look at my glass.
I feel like this one's less oily than the others, though, for me.
Well, that glass must be defective because mine is just like you could change your oil with this glass. Obviously, these are defective. Cheers.
Whew. Spicy. That's peppery.
That is very, very spicy.
I wish it tasted more like the nose. Is that bad? As far as proof goes, this drinks a lot hotter than this could ever hope to drink.
See, and the funny thing is, this is going to sound really weird to me, or weird to you, but this has the same effect to me as this,
Except enhanced.
except a lot more just flavor. It's there.
I mean, it's the same thing, except...
Well, it's there, and then it just kind of.
And see,
me.
for me, I'm still kind of like... barely, but there's a little bit there.
But then again, you know, we have gone down 4 to get to that one.
Going down the line. Boop, 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 going down the line. Boop, boop. We also have some samples we need to dig into at some point.
We have so much, man. It's crazy.
This is a sample from
Yes.
that guy.
So the nose on this is incredible. I absolutely love the nose on this one.
Oh, I really like the nose on this.
And 1 second.
If I could get this nose with this flavor, I would be a happy, happy camper.
Happy guy. Just a happy guy. Yeah. Okay, the second sip is a lot better.
Yeah, you gotten used to the pepperiness, and it gives way to the sweeter flavors.
Gives way to those nice sweet flavors, the sweet bourbon notes. Yeah.
Sweet bourbon notes.
So
Oh boy.
that one's good. Now this one is one I know that Jake is not going to enjoy.
Oh my god, I was wondering if we were going to use this Glen. Here, I'll let you have that. Yeah.
So as part of the Owensboro Bourbon Society, Michter's came in and did a presentation, and they gave us all these awesome little Glencairns. I love them. So, what do you got there?
We're another 0.2 proof points higher.
108.4?
Yes.
So
this is rye.
Yep, this is the barrel proof rye. And again, we've been saying it for months now. This man does not like rye whiskey.
Unless it's a sweet
unless
mash.
it's a sweet mash from Hard Truth. I swear, Hard Truth has
What was the other? Old Forester is the only other rye that I really like. This is great.
The barrel proof rye? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll have to do a battle. I mean, we got
Battle of the Barrel Proofs.
Battle of the Barrel Proof Ryes.
BPRs.
BPR.
Beeper.
Anyway.
Beeper.
I'm gonna nose this bad boy. Oh.
That is sweet.
Oh,
Either
mama.
that or my sniffer's broken.
That dope. Your sniffer ain't broken. It is very sweet. It doesn't have a lot of that.
It doesn't have the rye nose I'm used to. Usually when you smell rye, it's like fresh cut grass and lemon. That's it.
I do get a little bit of pepper.
This is like maple almost.
But it has that sweetness that just comes like right at your nose. Like, nose.
Yeah, I have a feeling this would smell similar to that Maple Troopers you have down there.
I mean, it might. We'll have to...
Open your Maple Troopers?
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. I got to taste
If you
this.
open your Maple Troopers, I'm taking a drink because I miss that bottle so much.
I got to taste this. Cheers, bud. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, y'all. Oh, God. Yeah, there it is. That's a rye. If you're a bourbon drinker, would not suggest.
I love this.
Okay, I'm over it now.
This is very good. I enjoy it very much. He might not, but I do.
You know how I am with rye.
I know.
It's got to be very, very peculiar. It's got to be a weird
It has to
rye.
be a particular rye. Like, it has to be sweet.
I don't know what Old Forester does to their rye, if it's a sweet mash or what, but that...
It's not.
They did it right.
For him, I swear, it just has to have a sweetness to it. The rye spice cannot be overwhelming. This isn't overwhelming to me, though.
It's not overwhelming, but it's... There's not enough of the flavors I like to justify me justifying ignoring the flavors I don't.
Yeah. So...
Oh, though.
All right.
There's that lemon. And grass. Do what my old man told me. If you don't like something, just throw it back.
Oh, man. I could sip on that for a while. So, time to go back to that one. Actually, there's a water bottle on that that shelf over there. Would you mind grabbing that for me? Yeah. Thank you, sir. Before I go back to this 10-year, I want to go back to the 10-year because...
Okay, I can say this now that I took a big drink. After it's sat a while, the sweetness finally comes in. Oh my God, that took way too long for me to finally go,
So, I'm going to go back to this 10-year because, like I said, it might have needed air.
Pardon my squeaky bottle.
Nosing your water. Yeah. So, while I'm enjoying this, let's render some verdicts here. I particularly do enjoy a lot of the limited releases, but do I enjoy them more than just their baseline bourbon or their baseline products? There are yeses and there are nos to this.
So far, yeah, that's the same for me.
Honestly, I'm up in the air on this one. I'm going to take another sip and kind of give you my decision. But these, I really do enjoy those.
I would go for these, then I would go for before I go for that. These are a superior product. This is up in the air.
This has gotten sweeter.
It for sure has.
So, yeah, it's grown on me.
This It's not
You
worth
would
your time.
leave that on a shelf in the back.
If you only drink bourbon, unless you find a rye that really knocks your socks off, it's over there on that shelf. There's a big the whole shelf. Just get a hard truth over this. For me, this might as well just be sitting on somebody else's shelf collecting dust, because that's exactly what it would do on mine.
So, other than that, where are you at with these?
So, with these, you said this was 100. Ignoring price.
Just ignore the price.
Ignoring price completely. If I
let's just say based
if I
on
just had
flavor.
that genie wish where if I wanted something, all I had was the money in my wallet every single time for it, I would get this over I would get that, because this is the exact same thing except the flavors are bolder, brighter, and more.
Yep, it's taken to that next level.
Exactly.
So,
but
obviously, you've already said Bombers, Burgers, and Shanks are going to be worth your time.
I would go over this more so than I would go with a 10-year.
Okay.
The flavor is not there.
I could see that.
This is a really good product. Could it come down in price? I believe so. They could probably afford for it to come down in price, but you know how distilleries are. They're not going to do that.
So for me, as a whole, I'm just going to go as a whole again.
As a whole?
I'm not saying anything about price, just flavors and what I've tasted today. I do believe that there is a reason to look for these. I wouldn't say go out of your way, pay astronomical amounts of money for them.
Oh, that's
but if you have a store that gets these things in and you can get hooked up with them,
if you can find this at MSRP,
for sure, add these to your collection. They're all very good.
We gotta get that sour mash in here. That's the one that people have a hard time finding, right?
But at the same time,
I mean, it's not sitting on
don't
every
discount
shelf
this
I know.
stuff. It sits on the shelf. It's good whiskey. But for me, these
your Shanks. It smells like maple now.
for all of these, they are going to be worth your time. It does have a lot of mapleness to it.
that a lot.
So, again, yeah.
Minus that, these are all worth your time.
Yeah. So
If you have the money for it, if you can find it on a bar to try it first, for sure, because every palate is different. This is peppery, far more so than I was expecting. This, if you can find it, I would say if you're a bourbon drinker, that's just worth your time in general.
So, long story short, these are worth it at their given price points to me, and more or less to him. Apart from that rye, he'd throw that in the dumpster.
I would just point and laugh as I walk by looking for something else.
But anyway, go out, find yourself some Michters. You won't be disappointed.
Not Mickey, not Mick. Michters.
Michters. And that's been a...
I can't see over here.
Cut me, Mick.
Cut me, Mick, as I cut the wax off the Michter's bottle. That's not what I was talking about, Mick.
This has been a long-winded distillery review from your boys. We want to thank you for joining us. Again, go down below, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. He's doing weird things over here to be notified of when we post new content. We post at least twice a week, and we do YouTube shorts as well. Pop over and enjoy those.
The YouTube shorts are generally comedy related because we're goofy guys and we do weird things. While we don't put that in the video, they're around.
Goofy things. So thank you again for joining us. We want to tell you, well, these are good.
Cheers. Toast to you. I'll drink to you folks watching.
Yep. Here's to you all. We want to thank you again. And until next time, until we drink again, we want to remind you to share a pour with your friends and family, because just like the movies,
Memories do not make themselves.
yep, you're not wrong, bud.
This is yours. I don't want it.
Cheers.